"Come with me, only I can save you," said the monkey to the fish as he pulled it up the tree. This is from Alan Watts. I'm not sure where it actually comes from. This is what's happening in the fitness industry. Everyone has their version of the truth that they're pulling others towards, and it's leading to a situation where mankind is not improving its athletic ability. It's very, very clear that our athletic ability declining is part of our cognitive decline, it's part of our health decline, and we need to do something about it. The best solution that has been created so far was CrossFit, which is the most eclectic solution, but even in itself, it became its own doctrine that excluded many kinds of training and many modalities, many ways of thinking. What we need is the most inclusive system. ATG, which I've been involved with now since 2018, I created the ATG for Coaches qualification, is part of the solution to that. It's a universal base layer of how to understand healthy tissues. But on top of that can fit every other system. And there are other parallel ideas around mechanics that need to be considered together with how to improve tissue quality. Now, within the ATG system, especially for the knee, you can see short range, mid-range, long range. That concept has not been understood by 99% of people who use the ATG system, and coaches who look at it, they think, oh, there's nothing special about this. You're just putting people into positions that they haven't adapted to before, and therefore they progress when you put them in those positions. But that's not it. There is a technology there called range training, the concept of short to long range. This concept came from Charles Poliquin's work, who understood that different exercises had a different hypertrophic effect upon the muscles. Now, what my understanding of the ATG system was that, hey, we can apply this also in logic to connective tissues. Now, Charles didn't need to apply this logic to connective tissues because Charles was using techniques like advanced sort of Graston therapy and other methods, ART. He was applying manual therapies to his professional athletes, and that was getting results for their tendon issues. Or the athletes who were getting too many issues just simply didn't come to him. But what happened with ATG was all of a sudden, these issues that were there across humanity, so many people not able to function to the level that they would like, that has begun to be addressed, particularly at the knee. Now, the universal knowledge that came with that, the range training, has not been understood by coaches, by athletes. When new technology emerges, like an iPhone or like the internet, it spreads. People understand it and it spreads. And there's a commercial incentive for it to spread. Apple were able to put massive amounts of money behind their marketing campaigns to be able to change the world and get iPhones into all of our pockets. Now, the technology was good, but there was also a massive commercial incentive for that solution to get out to the world. Now, when it comes to mankind's athletic future, that economic incentive simply isn't there. There's much more money to be made by chopping people up and replacing their joints and putting them on all sorts of services and pensions and putting metal into their bodies, which may have increasing consequences as we increasingly magnify and electrify our environments. There's a big incentive to not create solutions to the problems of the human body. Now, at the moment, we still have the freedom to be able to share ideas, but it needs to be shared person to person because it will not be televised. It should be front page news. It should be front page news. Hey, you don't need to be in pain anymore. Like, what is more important to be in the front page of the news? What is more important to be on CNN or Fox than, hey, we've got a solution now. You don't need to be in pain anymore. You don't need to be taking all those pain medications. You don't need to be planning on getting joints replaced left, right, and center. We've got a better way now. Is that not some of the most important information that could be broadcast? It sounds so ridiculous because we've accepted that these organizations are not going to broadcast things of value to us. They're going to broadcast bad news. Most of what is sent out is at best a half or partial truth. And so we need a more inclusive system. We need a way for many coaches who want to dedicate their lives to the betterment of mankind's athletic ability and all the consequences of fertility and mental function and quality of life that go with that. We need that team of coaches to emerge, and we need it to be clear, this is where I find a quality coach. Now, there's a list of ATG coaches, and you can find those coaches, and they're doing fantastic work. It's really important work that ATG has done. But I love handstands. I love snatch. I love doing all the different kinds of movements, and other people love CrossFit, and they love yoga, and they love volleyball, and they love ballet, and they love And everybody is looking for that specific solution, someone who understands on a holistic and deep level how to solve the challenges for those specific situations. The very best specialists in shoulders, the very best specialists in backs, in necks. How do we get to a point where there's a trusted quality system? There is no educational body in the world that is providing these quality of coaches to the world. There's many that are attempting to, and they're doing valid and important work. But we need a different model of education. The model of education that worked historically, that built the great cathedrals in Florence and York and these places that I've been to and seen, wow, this is magnificent. They weren't built by one generation. It wasn't someone who was 10 years old that thought, yeah, this is good. And by the time they were 20, they'd got a bit of progress. And by the time they were 40, they were able to build these structures. These structures were built on the basis of centuries of knowledge being passed down from one generation to the next. Now, in the information age, we can speed up that passing of knowledge. And so an enthusiastic student today could be able to learn from the very best in long-term athletic development of youth athletes, and someone who's doing a great job in ballet strength training, and someone who's coaching world champion Olympic weightlifters. These same people are in my network. What if we had them talk to each other, and what if we had them be that master for the apprentices of tomorrow? This is the dream, this is the vision, and I believe we can reshape mankind's athletic future, and that could be a springboard to all kinds of other truth and possibilities that we could experience as mankind. I'm here in Paraguay exploring the possibilities of where is the best place in the world for my family to be. This is a fantastic location. It may well be the best location in the world for my family to be right now. I'm not telling you that that's what you need to do. I'm not telling you that the decisions that I'm making and the ways that I'm exploring the world are the most valid. What I'm saying is that if we can explore the best athletic solutions, to have the best athletic solution and experience of life for each individual based on their goals. Maybe right now you want to do handstands, but maybe in the future you want to do weightlifting, and maybe you want to also have a time where you get really into parkour, and you don't want to have to break anyone's feelings or have one central guru who's going to dictate and direct all of that journey. What if you were able to contact the person that you needed to for each of those different areas? That's the vision and that's the dream. And if we can do that athletically, maybe we can also do that in terms of the way that we live. Maybe certain people want a certain type of schooling, and others would like a different type of schooling, and others would like a different style of medical care, and others would like a different style of housing and live in different weather, and all of these individualizations. But what if we actively chose what's best for us, rather than settling for, well, this is the way it sort of always was, even though it wasn't. The way that we're living now, the values, the school system, the economic system, it's all changed very, very dramatically, even in my lifetime of 40 years. That's changed very dramatically. But it's always been like this, and we should probably just accept it, and we should be grateful for what our ancestors did and how we got to this point. Well, no. We need to be active in our decisions of what we do with our bodies, and we need to be active in our decisions of how and where we live. We need to explore possibilities. There's no certainty, there's no guarantee that the way that sort of worked for our parents' generation or previous generations is going to be afforded to our children and our children's children. It starts with an athletic revolution. It starts with improving our athletic ability. And so if you're one of these coaches, or if you're someone who would like to engage with these types of services, we have a process to begin that. If you're looking at physical locations to be able to explore a different version of yourself, then we have the Bali Time Chamber, which is up and running, which has already hosted over 100 men. We have Montenegro and Vanuatu locations now also, where people are going. And we'll continue to expand this. We're continuing to expand this network. If you would like to be on the map and meet other men who've understood this kind of conversation and would like to add to it, then there's an opportunity to get involved in the Uncommon Man project. Get involved in the basic level. It's free. It's about getting your training done consistently and exploring your own athletic ability. And that's where it starts. That's the journey. And I hope that this makes a lot of sense. I would love to see you exploring the process for yourself. And I'd love to hear your comments. You know, how can we do this better? What am I missing? Who's already doing this? Share your best. We'll speak soon.